Rapid fire. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Boom. This is just a series of questions that I want to get your answer on going forward. All right. So this is a two-part question. Grant, which quarterback should start going forward for the 49ers for the rest of the season?
I can't say that. The guy who should start against the Colts is Jimmy because Trey's hurt.
Nice.
So let's take it game by game. Jimmy should start this week. If he loses, Trey should start the rest of the season. If Jimmy wins, let it ride. Let it ride. Let Trey marinate, because the way they want to use Trey right now, it doesn't excite me. So if they feel Trey needs another month and a half, okay, Jimmy, hold it down. But if he loses, because he's lost 2 in a row now. I know this isn't a rapid answer. He's lost 2 in a row. If it's 3, if he can't beat Indianapolis, and it's not just him. It's not just him winning.
It's not.
If the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback can't beat Indianapolis coming off a bye, it's time to move on. You're just wasting your time at this point because you know Trey's your starter next year.
Yeah, I would go even further to say the game plan that they showed for Trey Lance is terrifying, not just exciting. So who will start going forward? You've basically already spelled that out, but let's go through the one hypothetical that you listed there.
Yeah.
If Jimmy loses against the Colts this Sunday, who will start the next game if Trey is healthy? Do you think they will make the switch, or will they stick with Jimmy?
I think they'll make the switch.
Wow.
3 losses in a row.
Yeah.
You can look to the team. You can look at Mike McGlinchey, George Kittle, all these guys, and be like, you lost 3 in a row with this guy. Can we move on now? We gave it a shot. You said we could win with Jimmy. You wanted to do this. I listened. I respected the wish of the veterans on my team, and we can't do it. Can we move on now?
Can you see it yet?
What do you want to do? Because it seems like Kyle really is not just going to tell the team what's going to happen. He's listening for input. And, what do you think now? You're 2-4. Are you good? Are you ready? You ready to make the move? But the thing is, the thing is crazy. Like, Lance got hurt, but they won't say when. They don't know when he got hurt.
It's wild.
And it's not that bad, but he can't practice. So it just seems to me that the way to not have a quarterback controversy is to say he's still hurt. He's still hurt.
There's no option for a quarterback.
There's no option. Yeah. And then when you want him to take over, hey, guess what? He's not hurt anymore. It's the funniest thing.
It does work out nicely in that way.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
How can Shanahan adjust to give the starting quarterback the best chance for success? With Jimmy returning against the Colts, what's the best way for Shanahan to adjust?
Handoffs and quick passes from the gun.
Play to his strengths.
Get the ball out of the quarterback's hands, please. Kyle, you put the whole game, you put the whole world in Trey's hands in his first start. And I don't know why you did that. Don't do that anymore. Don't do that. The whole world was in his hands. It was a lot for one man.
Yeah. 21-year-old rookie.
It's a lot.
Yes, it is. All right. What do you see as the strengths for a struggling Indianapolis Colts team? Give me 2.
Front 7. That defense. The defense is legit. People don't know. Like I was talking about it earlier. Everyone appreciates Fred Warner out here. Fred Warner's a great player. They got Fred Warner. His name's Darius Leonard. Great player.
Darius Leonard.
They're very similar. Baller. Very similar. Great player. 53. You're going to see him. They also have this guy. What's his name? I forgot his name. He used to DeForest Buckner. He's a hell of a player. They got him. No, they're definitely equipped to shut down the Niners run game. Now, the Niners are equipped to shut down their run game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, sloppy, muddy game, but that's a legit front 7. And the last 3 games, that defense has given up 17 points per. So it's legit defense. Really good coordinator who's been, I think, interviewed for head coaching jobs the last couple of years. So considered one of the better coordinators out there. Eberflus. That's a real name.
Eberflus. That is it. That's a mouthful. I love a good mud bowl, and I hope that's what we get Sunday night. God, it's so much fun when it's just sloppy out there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. All right, so will Wentz have time to throw, or will the vaunted 49ers pass rush get home repeatedly?
He'll have time to throw if the offense can't build a lead, because what keeps happening is the defense comes out and plays well, and the offense does nothing. And while the opposing offense is doing nothing, like is getting dominated by the Niners defense, they can kind of still run the ball and stick to their game plan because they're not losing by much, or it's tied at 0. So if they, like what happened in 2019 was they were up big quick. It was 14-0 quick on teams, and
teams were forced into that scenario.
Yeah, like, oh well, we got to give up the run game and give up our game plan and start passing, and then boom, here come the sacks, here come the turnovers. So yeah, if the Niners offense has figured something out and they can actually get an early lead for the first time since week 1, yes, absolutely, the turnovers will happen, the sacks will happen, but we'll see, man. It hasn't happened since week 1.
Do you have faith in Carson Wentz? Was he as good as he looked on Sunday, or was that the matchup against the Texans?
I think Carson Wentz is a good player.
You do?
I'm a Carson Wentz truther. He's very similar to Jimmy Garoppolo in the sense that they have good numbers when they play most of the time. They get hurt most of the time, but their playing styles are totally different. This guy is functional from the pocket, but once you get him outside the pocket, he's as big of a playmaker as he's a top 7-8 playmaker as a quarterback, I think, once you get him outside, and he gets big plays with his arms and his legs. He's kind of like Trey Lance. They went to the same school.
Most people wouldn't even think twice about it, but I believe the Paris Campbell injury was a big one for the Colts. He was a true deep threat, and year in, year out, people talk about him having a breakout season. He cannot stay healthy to unfortunately save his career, but he had a big touchdown catch last week and then is out. So I think that's a blessing for the 49ers, T.Y. Hilton being down, because otherwise Carson Wentz is a deep threat, man. It would be something that could take the top off.
True.
All right, so how do you feel about Josh Norman? Give him a quick grade to this point in the season so far.
C. I mean, they got him off the street. It's as good as you could expect. He always looks like he's right in the wide receiver's pocket, but it's because he's holding them. And he gets called for like at least 1 or 2 a game. And I think those are really, it's like only 1 or 2 a game. It's a big deal. And a lot of times it's on 3rd down. It extends a drive. I'm not really big into the bargain basement cornerbacks. It's admirable what he's doing, but I don't think it's good enough.
Yeah, I think 49ers fans can simultaneously be pleased with the fact that they're getting something from him and not thrilled with what's being produced.
I mean, Mosley's killing it. He's doing a great job. Norman, you just keep throwing at him. He's going to grab the guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna
All right. Do we see anything more from any of the rookies coming out of the bye with the extra time? Do we see anything more from any of the rookies?
If the Niners did any honest self-scouting, they would have to acknowledge that they buried Trey Sermon for no reason. No good reason. His numbers are good.
Yeah.
Up to the season, he's averaging 4.4 yards per carry. Elijah Mitchell's averaging 4.2. So why do you like Mitchell so much more? And then, like, Sermon's only had 31 carries this season. The last 20 came the last 2 weeks. He had 19 against Seattle, and he had 1 against Arizona. Together, that's 20 carries for 96 yards. That's 4.8 yards per carry. Why would you not give him the ball? What is going on here? So you might want to get Trey Sermon involved, considering Mostert's out.
And he passes the eye test and getting better and better week in, week out.
Yeah.
Will the loss of Julian Blackmon, the Colts safety, who went down with an Achilles injury in practice on Wednesday, is that going to factor into the 49ers win on Sunday, I should say?
Well, maybe it'll entice the Niners to take shots deep in the rain. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
It couldn't hurt. I mean, it couldn't help. He's a good player and he's out. So it should affect a good defense.
It should. And you would think that'd be something that you would attack. But the rain maybe negates that.
I want to see deep shots.
I do too.
Yeah.
Last question of the day, Grant. And just to call out that after we finish this, I'm going to be going over to my channel. So all of you watching right now, you stick with me. You head over to my channel to keep rapping. Last question for Grant. How badly will Buckner beat up on Brunskill?
Oh, NC-17. Not good. It'll
not
be graphic.
Safe for work.
Have you seen Squid Game? It'll be like that. Those kind of scenes where you're like,
I have not.
That is just wow. You probably should have cut away or given people some notice, some warning, because kids are watching. No, they're going to have to double team him. And the thing about the Colts is they don't really have much else on the line other than Buckner. So Niners should be able to block him as long as they have a good plan and execute it. They should be okay. They should win this game. The Colts are 2-4. It's not a lot to ask. They're not going to the playoffs. The Niners had an extra week to prepare. They're at home. Figure it out, guys. I know you're hurt. They're hurt. Come on, man. Figure it out. Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor. That's the offense. You can beat that. You can beat that. You got Debo. You got Dwelly. Come on.
If you're going to be a good team within the NFL, you have to beat the other average to below average teams. That's just a fact.
Yeah, man. And this would be 4 losses in a row. Really, I mean, you'd have to look at Kyle like you had an extra week to prepare and you couldn't beat the Colts at home. Are you good? I mean, a lot of bad things would happen. A lot of bad questions would come up.
Just win.
That's my advice. My professional advice to the Niners this week is win the game. I think it's in your interest.
That's solid advice. I think they should probably
as your attorney, my professional advice is to win the game.
That's why you get the big bucks, Grant.
Yes. Trey needs a big wide receiver with short hands. Kaepernick did too. They brought in Bolden. Great matchup.
Bolden and Crabtree. Fantastic.